section is on coefficients. So if you are given an expression, you're given an equation or an expression, you're able to determine the coefficients of it. So just looking at this very first one, it says 9x plus 7 plus 4x. The terms here are 9x, 7, and 4x. So the coefficients, they don't really lay them out the way I like them to, but the coefficients of x, the x term is 9. The coefficients of the other x term is 4. And as you notice, 7 is not a coefficient, it's just a constant, and that's because it's not multiplied by a variable. So be clear about that. For the like terms here, we have 9x and 4x. So below it kind of explains like terms and unlike terms, but we won't focus on that right now. So what I want to look at next is this other problem here. It says 7c plus 3 plus 8d. So these are 3 distinct terms. There's a c term. There is a constant term, which is 3. And there is a d term right here. Okay, so we're going to identify those. So I'm actually going to type here, and makes it a little bit easier for me. Okay, and it's clear. So 7c, 3, and 8d. All right, the coefficients we have here are 7, 7, and 8, right? The constants here, only 3. The like terms, none. There are no like terms because c and d are different variables and 3 is a constant. So looking at a problem, example problem, what you might do for this particular lesson, the coefficient of m is 2. So just know that this is multiplication here going on. The constant there is 5, even though it doesn't ask. Now, looking at the next diagram, please use it. So there's like a whole bunch of like terms here. You can combine like terms, but you can't combine unlike terms. So variables have to be the same. Exponents have to be the same. Variables here, they're different. And you cannot combine constants and other variables. So if I combine 2x's plus 19x's, it would be like saying 21x's. If I combine 4w's minus 10w's, it would be like saying negative 6w. Here, it would be like saying positive 2.2 r's. Here, it will be saying 41a squareds. 8y plus 5y is 13y's. But here, I cannot combine any of these. So keeping that in mind, let's move on to the next problem here. Example 2. This is consider the following expression. 5 plus 5x squared plus 13 plus the quotient of x squared over 5 plus 1/5 plus 2x's. Which of the terms are like terms with 5? So looking at the options below, 5 is a constant. This is a constant. So I'm just going to write that right there. I'm just going to write it on the side. 5 is a constant. So the only options here will be other constants. So no numbers attached to variables. So I'm going to circle these. We have 1/5 as a possibility. We have 13 as a possibility. So these are the only two answers here. 2x doesn't work because x is an x term. That's an x term right there. X squared over 5 doesn't work because this is an x squared term, and 5x squared doesn't work because that's an x squared term. So that's all we have for this first set of notes. You should be able to do your math space assignment, which is M21, and have a good day.